When my wife and I bought this house, we truly believed we had found our forever home. Quiet suburban street, tree-lined sidewalks, kids riding bikes without a care in the world, neighbors waving as you passed by. It felt safe, it felt peaceful, it felt normal. After years of apartment living, cramped spaces, noisy neighbors, and landlords who never fixed anything, owning our own home felt like freedom. We weren't rich, we weren't flashy. We just wanted stability. The house itself wasn't massive, but it had something we absolutely fell in love with. A big backyard. Not fancy, not professionally landscaped, but ours. My son immediately claimed it as his kingdom. My wife started planning a small garden, and I already pictured weekend barbecues and quiet evenings after work. Now the neighborhood did have an HOA. I know, that word alone makes people tense up, but at first it seemed harmless. They sent us a welcome packet, a list of basic rules, mostly things like lawn maintenance, trash bins, and noise levels. Nothing unreasonable, and for the first year we had zero problems. No warnings, no complaints, no drama. We paid our dues, kept our yard clean, stayed out of everyone's business. Then one spring everything changed. It started with a fence. Our backyard didn't have one when we moved in, and with a young child, that made us nervous. Cars passed by the road behind the house, and there were occasional stray dogs. So we did what responsible homeowners do. We checked the HOA rules. We checked city codes. We got a survey done. Everything was clear. We hired a licensed contractor, pulled permits, built the fence exactly on our property line. 6 feet tall, neutral color, nothing flashy. The day it was finished, I felt proud. It marked our space, protected our family, made the backyard feel complete. I had no idea that fence would turn one neighbor into my worst nightmare. It was a Tuesday afternoon. I was outside checking the fence for the first time since it was completed, just admiring the work, when I heard aggressive footsteps behind me. Not casual, not friendly, sharp, purposeful. Then a voice. Loud, sharp, demanding. "Excuse me." I turned around. Standing there was a woman I had seen around the neighborhood but never spoken to. Mid-50s, perfect blonde bob, sunglasses even though it was cloudy. Arms crossed like she was already angry before opening her mouth. She didn't introduce herself. She didn't say hello. She just pointed at my fence. "You need to move that." I blinked. "Move what?" "That fence," she snapped. "It's blocking my view." I honestly laughed a little, thinking she was joking. But her face didn't change. No smile, no humor, just entitlement. "I'm sorry," I said slowly, "but this fence is on my property." She scoffed. "No, it isn't, and even if it is, the HOA won't allow this." That was the first moment I felt that twist in my stomach. That feeling where you realize this isn't a misunderstanding. This is about control. "I checked the rules," I said calmly. "It's allowed. We followed everything." She stepped closer. "You're supposed to care about the community," she said. "That fence ruins my backyard view. I used to see the trees." I looked past her. Her backyard was massive. She backed up to a greenbelt. She still had more open space than most people in the neighborhood. Yet here she was, furious. "I'm not moving the fence," I said. Her eyes widened. "You don't get to decide that," she said sharply. "I'll be reporting this." And then she turned around and stormed off like she had just declared war. I stood there stunned. Did that really just happen? Within a week the letters started. First one was friendly. A notice from the HOA saying there had been a concern raised about my fence placement. No violation listed, no proof provided, just vague language. I responded politely. "Attach the survey, the permit, photos." I thought that would be the end of it. It wasn't. The next letter was harsher. Then came emails. Then surprise inspections. One afternoon I came home to find HOA representatives in my backyard, without notice. And guess who was standing with them? That woman, watching, smiling. She started showing up whenever I was outside. "Oh, you still haven't moved it? I'm surprised the HOA hasn't forced you yet. You know, people like you ruin neighborhoods." My wife started feeling uncomfortable letting our son play outside alone. That's when the anger really set in. This wasn't about a fence. This was about power. I finally demanded a formal hearing. If they wanted to push this, we were going to do it the right way. The HOA meeting was packed. Apparently word had spread. People wanted to see the drama. Karen arrived early, sitting in the front row like a queen waiting for judgment to be passed in her favor. When it was my turn, I stood up with a folder. Survey, permits, city approval, HOA guidelines highlighted. I explained everything calmly. Then she stood up. "This fence destroyed my quality of life. she said dramatically. I pay dues just like everyone else, and my view matters. There were audible gasps, then laughter. One board member leaned forward. Ma'am, you don't own his backyard. Silence. Another added, his fence is compliant. There is no violation. Her face turned red. You're siding with him? She shouted. That was the moment. The board voted. Unanimous. Fence stays. Karen stormed out. But she wasn't done yet. 2 weeks later, I got another letter. Not about my fence. About hers. Turns out, during all her complaining, someone noticed her unapproved patio extension, built years ago. She was fined, heavily, then forced to remove part of it. She stopped coming outside, stopped harassing us. And last I heard, she moved. The fence stayed. Our peace returned. And every time I look at that fence, I don't see wood and nails. I see boundaries. And a reminder, entitled people hate boundaries, especially when they can't cross them.